Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Hello, fabulous superstar Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of February 2023. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. It is going to be on the 5th of the month that we will have this month's full moon. This full moon takes place at the foundation of your chart, having to do with home, and having to do with your family of origin. It has to do with the roots that you understand you have, whether they are your ancestors or whether it has to do with the things that are foundational to your life that help you to feel supported and strong right where you are. An inner feeling of home and security is covered here as well. Well, it is this full moon that is, on the one hand, speaking in a conversation of tension with Uranus. And that brings with it a wild card factor, like out of nowhere. Developments can take place now. But we've also got a harmonious connection to this full moon with Mars. And Mars right now, moving through a financial part of your sky, does suggest that this energy can be quite empowering where it comes to your understanding of the things you've put into place, the space that you are in, and your ability to align with greater prosperity, emotional, but financial as well. And so for some Taurians out there, this energy is likely to play out having to do with moving, and the ability to move could come up seemingly out of nowhere. Now, this could be buying, selling, attracting a new roommate. These are some possible scenarios covered here. If your actual living space or living situation is changing now, it's possible that your realization that you're ready for it to change comes about rather quickly by surprise. Now, whether this is a need to relocate that is ultimately just temporary, it represents a moment, or whether it is something more permanent, it looks like the need to actually move takes you to a place where you feel energized, you feel enlivened by the prospects and the possibilities. If this is something that you have been hoping for and trying for, the need to act quickly may arise and seem unexpected, but lead you to where it is that you want to go. If it feels like this is something you really didn't want at all, and it seems to really come out of nowhere and you have to react, well, it does look like as a result of you taking action, you do like where it is that you end up. Because this part of the sky has to do with your family of origin, your parents in particular, where that applies, but it could go even deeper, helping you to understand your roots in terms of your ancestors, for example. It does look like whether it is developments or more personal realizations that happen now may come about by surprise, and yet you are empowered by what it is that could change now. You're taking action in support of the positive influence you hope to make and feeling stronger as a result. Your past being covered here does suggest that new information could be illuminated now related to your past, or your family's past for that matter. But again, it strengthens you in some way. It brings an energy of enlivenedness and empowerment that helps you to navigate forward. If it is that you have a home-based business or you work with homes, well, this may be a time when very quickly you have to pay attention to a matter related to that, and yet at the same time, you are moving towards greater prosperity. You can see how that's coming together, and you're feeling that much more emboldened to continue to make changes to align yourself with greater prosperity than you've known before. It is on the 20th of the month that we will have this month's new moon. This new moon takes place in a friendship part of your sky, having to do with, yes, the friendships, but also group endeavors and group alliances as well, including professional group alliances at that. Social events are covered here, along with your understanding of the higher hopes and wishes that you might have for your life. And so here's the thing, I am seeing this particular new moon as essentially unaspected. Now, not entirely. We do have Saturn quite close in the sky to this new moon. However, Saturn is at the very end of the sign just before, and it is this new moon that is at the very beginning of its sign. So yes, there is a certain seriousness to this time, a certain feeling of consequence, and yet it may not necessarily feel consequential, especially in the bigger picture. There may be some feelings of awareness around what your higher goals are. That's because of Saturn being at the top of your sky, and how other people play into that, and yet not really sure how they may necessarily connect immediately. And we've also got a harmonious connection between this new moon and the nodes of the moon at that. And that does suggest a feeling that whatever might be happening now, even if it is just personal realization, in some way helps you to align with a more karmic journey, a journey that is ultimately about the higher, more loving vision for your life, including where it comes to the people that you are aligned with. Whether it's new people showing up now, but feeling as if you're not really sure where these alliances are meant to go, if anywhere, or whether it is that you are feeling a call towards spending time with friends and people that you know. It doesn't always matter if there is some larger objective, if these people are going to help you move towards those higher hopes and wishes. You connecting with those hopes and wishes can be more than enough now for you to feel strengthened within them. Sometimes just being with others is enough for its own sake. It brings with it its own joys and its own way of helping you to connect with how it is that you are growing in more positive, more loving, and more wise directions, simply in the act of being present with others. Now, where it comes to matters of love, we've got some interesting energy here. On the day of that new moon on the 20th, Venus will move into the sign just before yours, which means that for the first 3 weeks of this month, we have some really lovely social, fun energy playing out. Love and friendship stay intimately tied for you since late last month. But it is now, as Venus moves into the sign just before yours, and it's going to be here for a month before moving into your sign, that in some ways love and closures become intimately tied for you now. There's a very strong karmicness and karmic tinge to what could be playing out for you in the context of love, helping you to understand where you've been, but also a deep conviction of where it is that you want to go in the context of love and faith that you will get there. For those of you open to meeting someone new, if you are in the first 3 weeks connecting with others, well, chances are it is either through friends or with friends that there are romantic movements and progress taking place for you now. For all that, though, once it is that we navigate into the last third of the month and into next month as well, that is when it becomes that much more likely that if you are connecting with new people, it can feel as if all is not necessarily clear. It's not like cards on the table, but there could be an intuitive part of you that is suspecting that things may be more complicated than they appear on the surface. And that would be a good instinct to trust, especially under a sky like this. For all that, though, pace yourself. Know that you are on the precipice of starting a brand new chapter in love. It is going to be next month that Venus will enter your sign, representing a brand new beginning when it feels that much easier to align with the love that you desire. For those of you just starting to date somebody, what a remarkable time this can be in the context of dating. Either it will be the case that for the first part of the month, all that social energy, you're feeling that much more like you can do social things with this person, and feel like you're bringing them into your friendship group, which can be rather nice. Another possibility, though, is that you are feeling as if your friends are one thing and this person is another, and it's okay to make that distinction at this time as well. But once Venus changes signs, moving into the sign just before yours, it's one of two possible scenarios. One is that you want to just really have more isolated time with this person. And so there tends to be a desire to kind of be with this person on a soul level and not necessarily needing to understand everything, just feeling yourself present with them is more than enough. But the other is that sometimes when Venus moves into the sign just before yours, it can feel like this person kind of gets busy or you get busy. So there isn't as much presence with this person there in that case. And so if that's the case, it'll find its resolution once we navigate further into next month. But either way, it does look like there's a faith within you that there is love in the world for you, whether it's with this person or in a different direction. And for those of you in an established bond, there's a couple of scenarios here. One is the emphasis on a soulmate connection between you and your partner. That can feel especially strong now, but the desire to nurture that soul connection can feel strong as well. Also possible, though, either you or your partner ends up being especially busy, and so actually being physically present with each other may not necessarily feel like it's the easiest thing to transpire at this time. But for all that, where the connection is strong, especially on that soul level, it'll only feel stronger going forward from here. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a valuable and meaningful astrological moment. Well, I'm going to say the fact that for the first 3 weeks of this month, we do have Venus moving through a decidedly social part of your sky, which means that friends are there for you. They are to be celebrated and they are a real source of love for you now. Make sure that you are connecting with them in some way, whether it is online, whether it is over the phone, if people do that anymore, or more ideally in person. Friendship and love are intimately tied in some way, helping you to understand how valued you are. And really, there is so much love available to you now. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month. Would choose your membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.